Hey folks, good morning. We're gonna just wait a few more moments to get started. We'll give everyone maybe 30 seconds or so to join the show. All right, hello, good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. We will now begin today's InnoVint Academy session. First, some housekeeping. We run these academies every month. We welcome you to join each and every one and really to follow along for all of our helpful tips and tricks on how to get the most out of the InnoVint platform. During the webinar, you can submit your questions and we'll do our best to answer them before the show is over. I do have a few stopping points within the presentation itself to sort of check in with you guys and answer any questions as they come up. But at the end, we will have a focus session for Q&A to cover anything we missed. And I do have a few colleagues online that will triage their requests as well. And then lastly, all of the academies are recorded and posted online to our support center about a week or so after the live session. And now we'll start with today's agenda. Today's session is all about InnoVint's new mobile application. I'll begin with a brief overview on what it is and why it's so exciting. And then I'll show you how to install the app to your phone. We'll actually go through an interactive workshop to show you how to install the app. So please have your phones nearby if they already aren't. And I promise you it's super easy and it'll be pretty fun to have an actionable installation on your phone when the demo or the session is done. After the installation, I'm going to go through a handful of live demos. We'll go over basic navigation of the app and how to view all of your inventory. We'll go through the Vineyard module specifically because the growing season is upon us. We will scan a vessel and record a pump over on it. I will also demonstrate how our favorites works as well as the offline mode. And then after the demo, we'll walk through a roadmap that shows what we're building next in the app. And then at the end, we'll talk about the current iOS app and what our plans are in the future to move away from it. And at the end, we'll have some time to pick up any questions that we missed along the way. But first, we sort of jump into all of that. I wanted to briefly mention who I am. I might be a familiar face to some of you, but if not, I thought I'd introduce myself. My name is Dan Strangier. I'm actually calling in from San Francisco, California. I personally love San Francisco for two reasons. One, it's arguably the software tech capital of the world, which I totally adore. And two, it's really has a close proximity to Napa and Sonoma. And for me, it really does feel like wine country is sort of in my metaphorical backyard. And actually, on that note, while I have you all here, I really do enjoy visits to all on-site visits to InnoVint wineries. And if I haven't made it to yours yet, I would love to visit in the future, even if you aren't in California. So I did add a few fun pics here. At the right, you'll see this is my development partner, Tanuki. He's often better dressed than I am, and he is known to make guest appearances on Zoom calls, although he is locked away today. And then down here, this is me accepting an award, actually on behalf of InnoVint out in Sonoma. Speaking of InnoVint, I am the Chief Technology Officer, and what that essentially means is I'm responsible for uniting all of our developers, designers, and winemakers to create the InnoVint platform that you know and love. I actually did work on the original iOS app many years ago. That was super exciting back then, but we're even more excited today to be sharing the next mobile platform that our team has been working really hard on. It does represent a new leap forward for our core technology, and we're really excited to share that with you today. That's probably enough for me, and let's hop in and start talking about the app. We'll start off with what is it? It's a mobile-first web application that puts the power of the InnoVint platform into your pocket. We've brought the best features of the desktop and designed them specifically for a mobile interface. You can easily view and quickly record vital data points across the entire cellar and vineyard. And it has a powerful first of its kind offline mode that enables new workflows across the entire cellar and vineyard that we've never had before. And honestly, we're just really excited about it because the underlying technology will let us build and release more features quickly on mobile. Why is this so important? Well, I mean, to sort of put succinctly, you can now access your wine production data wherever you are, which allows you to make more informed decisions, resulting in better wine and better business. And as we've always said since day one, wine is not made behind a desk. And we strongly do believe that. This mobile app is an important tool to allow you the freedom to roam the cellar, even if you don't have an internet connection. Who can use it? The short answer is all InnoVint users without exception. If you have an InnoVint account, you can use the app literally right now, this exact moment. It runs on all mobile devices, all tablet devices, and this specifically includes both iOS and Android. Like literally any device that has a web browser will work on: computer, tablet, phone, PS4 and TV, if you so want to try that. Heck, it might even work on a smart fridge. I haven't really tried that, but it should. And all kidding aside, the ability to run on all devices is a really big deal for our development team, but ultimately for you, our user. We've built one mobile app that runs seamlessly on all platforms. This will allow us to build more mobile features at a much quicker pace and immediately release that to all of our users, no matter what device they're on. All right, so how do you get it? It's really, really simple. You just go to mobile.innovint.us from your phone's web browser. That's it. It's basically the end of the story, more or less. If you forget about that URL, we do have a link to it on the desktop web page. You probably noticed that little mobile side tab there. You can click that. It will show you basically this URL here. And when you go to that URL from your phone, this is what you will see. You'll see the app running great in your browser. It renders and runs great in a normal web browser. But there's a few annoying things about a web browser. You'll see at the bottom there, the address bar sort of gets in the way and blocks a full screen experience. And when you're on the phone, every inch of the screen counts. Plus, our offline mode doesn't work in the browser. I don't want to be too harsh on it. I want to be very clear. It's a very valid way to use the app. You can do this. You can keep it in your browser. But we have an even better way that we're super proud of that I'm going to show you right now. Using the latest and greatest web technology out there, we can actually transform the web app in your browser and turn it into a native app right on your phone. This lets us download the app directly onto your phone without any app store. And let me show you how that works. After you install it, it looks just like a normal app on your phone. You'll see you got the pretty, normal app icon on the left there. And when you open it, you get a gorgeous full screen experience that we're all used to for normal web applications. So here's where the workshop comes in. How does this sort of magic work? I'm going to show you, and actually you're going to do it with me during this interactive workshop. It's really, really easy. It'll take 10 seconds. You can hold me to that. And then afterwards, you'll have the app installed. Okay, so we'll start off with the iOS, folks. I have a iOS device on my monitor here. Give me 1 second. I have to configure my computer here. Okay, so from your iOS device, it's important to open Safari. Here's the Safari browser. You will go into your address bar, and again, you will simply type mobile.innovint.us. Press enter, and you will now have the app on your phone. You can even stop here. You don't even have to log in. From here, this is where you press the share button on iOS. You'll notice this is a square with an arrow. You click or tap that, and you open this modal here, and you'll see this button called Add to Home Screen. That's all you have to press. This is sort of the magic button. You press Add to Home Screen. You finish the job up here with the Add button. And then you'll notice we now have the InnoVint app added directly to the phone. That is it. We're done here. You can click the app. You can then log in as you usually do. And now we have a gorgeous full screen experience right on our phone. Again, you can close You can close it. You can actually close the app and you'll see you don't have to log in anymore. We saved that all for you and it works gorgeously like a real app because it is one. That's it. That's all you have to do. For the folks here that are not iOS users, I have an Android video that I will share with you right now. Okay, I actually had a colleague record this for me last night. I do not have an Android, and she was so gracious to share her home screen with us. One sec. Here we go. Okay, let's begin the install. So here is her phone. She will open Chrome browser. From the browser, she will type in mobile.innovint.us, and again, the login screen comes in. From here, all you have to do is tap the 3 dots in the far right corner. Tap the 3 dots, and you'll see there's this install app button right here. She taps that. And then on Android, we have this very pretty install screen here. Go ahead and press that install button. And that's it. It's now added to your home screen. In her case, I think there are, let's see, many apps to scroll through, but it is somewhere buried in here that you can then pull up and favorite and put wherever you want on your home screen. There it is. InnoVint, you tap it, you open it up, and it's the full screen experience. You're already logged in. It's that easy. All right. If there's one thing I want you to take away from this webinar is that you should add the app directly to your home screen. It provides a superior experience and it's how we design the app to be utilized. Once you add it to your home screen, you'll never have to do it again and the app will automatically update itself continuously. So come harvest, you'll be ready to go and automatically get the benefits of the latest app. I do have a sort of some FYI and troubleshooting tips over here on the right. That's important to know. If you're using iOS, only the Safari web browser will allow you to add the app to your home screen. Do not try to use Chrome on this. You won't find the button. And 2, if you are on iOS, you do need either iOS 14 or iOS 15. All right. So from here, we'll open the fun stuff and look at all the cool features and functions the app has. I'll be doing a bunch of demos. Before we do that, I will pause real quick here and check in with any relevant questions. Awesome. And thanks so much for your question. I have this video right here. I will share that with you and we'll make sure it's posted to the App Center or Support Center. Thanks for that. Cool. All right. I'm sure there's no questions because you're all blown away with just how ridiculously easy that was to install, right? There was no App Store. There was no login to the App Store required. It really was that simple. All right, let's hop into the demo. So again, we'll do navigation, vineyard, scanning vessels, recording popovers, favorites, and offline mode. And I'll go a bit slower than that in the actual demo itself. So I have a version of the app running right here. We'll start at the very top. We have the home screen, just starting out with a fun little Easter egg. Tap the grapes. Everyone loves doing that. And we have a few more Easter eggs spread across the app that you'll have to find yourself. We'll start with the winery selector right here. You tap this and you have access to all your wineries. You can switch wineries just like you can on the normal app. We have full viewing of your lots, vessels, and vineyards. This is where you'll access all of those, as well as down here, we show you what's coming in the future for dry goods and samples. And we've already made some progress on work orders as well. Down here is the favorites and recent sections. We will talk more about these a bit later, but I do want to mention your favorite items will be pinned and stay here forever. And the recents tabs is pretty cool because it will show you your last 10 most recent things for quick access. Down here, we have what we call the quick actions sections. This is actually a really great overview on what the app is possible to record data. And it's a great launching off point if you just want to quickly get some data in the app. We'll just go through each one of them now. You can scan a QR code. You tap this button and you'll get a great little scanner. I think on this, it's just going to show me right now because I'm on the computer. Hi, you've seen me before. But on your mobile phone, that will face forward and you can scan QRs really seamlessly. We have a demo of that later. Go ahead and close that. Tag vessels is a really powerful tool here that lets you scan many barrels at once and add or remove tags to them. We allow photo notes to be taken on lots, vessels, and vineyards. You can record actions. Right now, this is primarily around the fermentation and custom actions. You can record analysis on lots, vessels, and vineyards. We have a very quick record bricks and temp feature because during harvest, you want to quickly just get this in across all your tanks. And we have some quick links down here to recording vineyard events and crop estimates. And at the very bottom of the app, you'll see our scarecrow down here. And this is a really cool sort of feature of the app that I call it. It's called the Give Feedback button. From here, you can actually send basically a message directly to the design team and engineers and myself. We've actually gotten a lot of great suggestions directly from you folks, and we've actually already acted on quite a few. We really love hearing from you, so please do not hesitate to click one of these, write in, share this idea. And then all the important InnoVint folks will get this and then put it at the top of our to-do list to improve the app for you. Cool. All right, let's go back to the top of the app and actually jump into some lots. If we click the lots tab, we display all of your wine lots here, but even more important, or also good to know, is we also have your fruit lots here and your case good lots. This is an interesting thing because on the desktop app, you might recall we have separate explorers for the wine lots, fruit lots, and case goods lots. And for simplicity's sake, we've all dumped them here. You can search for anything. It's really easy. You can just type something, it'll show up. For your wine lots, you can actually type in your fruit lots. You can do your sparkling lots. You can actually do your case good lots. As well as we do show archived lots as well, if you want to show that for all those items. We find that sort of displaying the archived lots here are helpful for pulling up past vintage information easily from your phone. All right, let's look for a lot. We'll do the 18P and MTR. You can see it's already been favorited. This is the icon for a favorited lot. You can hop into here. And here's a lot details view. Up at the top, we give all of the important information like lot code, lot name, vintage, varietal, stage, tax class. There's a few sort of pro tips I want to point out here. You can actually tap any of the vintage or varietal section, and we're going to show you a full composition breakdown. It was a bit hard to fit all this information on the main screen, so we have a nice little pop-up for you to get that information if you need it. And then on the vessels tab here, if you tap this, we will actually give you a complete list of the vessels that are contained in this lot. And you can actually click any of these vessels for easy navigation to that vessel details page. If you just click one of these, it'll take you there, and you can easily go back to where you were. Okay, let's tap the record action button. This shows all the available actions and data that can be recorded on the lot, including notes, analyses, and fermentation actions. Over here, we have the work order icon and the notes icon. The work order icon will show you any open work orders that this lot is part of. We can tap this. There's 2 open work orders. We can actually click this, and we'll actually show the tasks that is in the work order. It's an important thing to note. This is where the work order feature ends right now on the new mobile app. If you tap this, we'll let you know that in fact, we don't quite have this yet. We are hard at work at building out complete work order completion that will come out later this year, and we'll talk about that a bit later. But it is nice, at the very least, you can see quickly that this lot is involved in a few work orders, and you can see which one those are. Over here, you can see there's 5 notes on the lot. It's actually super helpful. If you're just quickly scrubbing through and you want to see what these are, you just tap this and we'll blast it down here to show you what those notes are. In the middle down here, we show the most recent analyses. And then we have a history list for you that shows you the history, the summary of each action that was recorded there, that you can then scrub through all its history. Okay, let's now check out the vessels tab. It's very similar. It's a full list of all your vessels, including archived. You can search. I will pull up a barrel here. Interestingly note as well is in this tab, we actually show you barrels that are partial at a quick glance. You can see the partial tab here. I'm going to go ahead and pull open a tank, search for a tank, tank 13. And I am going to record a quick pump over and just show you how easy it is. So again, this record action button is always in the same spot in the details view. Click record action, click pump over. And we've pre-filled out the lot and the tank. You could add some notes here if you want, or you can just quickly record pump over. And in Harvest, a lot of times you just want to get that noted that it was done. And it's that easy and that quick. And we just recorded a pump over from our mobile phone. All right, let's go back to the homepage and let's record some vineyard data. I know we're all getting close to growing season. So go to the Vineyards tab here. This is actually a brand new sort of foray for mobile for us. Our old iOS had no vineyard functionality, and now we have a pretty robust suite of vineyard tools that we're really excited for you folks to utilize in a mobile platform, especially with the offline mode that I'll demo in a second. All right, so from the Vineyards tab, I'm going to hop into this Cascades Vineyard. Just like the other details page, the top information of the vineyard is up here at top. You can see vineyard name, address, and grower, as well as both acres, etc. There's actually a really fun fact I want to share with you guys. We do allow you to enter the address in InnoVint. If you enter GPS coordinates, we will actually open the map application on your phone or your browser. It works really well. I highly recommend trying it. You can tap it here on my desktop web app. It actually pulls open Google Maps. But if you're on a mobile app, if you're on a mobile phone, it'll pull open Apple Maps or whatever you're on. We've actually seen people use this to add gate codes or information you need to know, like close the gate for the dog or whatever. And it's a pretty cool way to help you navigate to some of your vineyards, especially when you don't have cell service. All right, we'll record a crop estimate and a vineyard event. So let's go ahead from the Cascades Vineyard section, press the record action. I'm going to record crop estimate. We're in this vineyard, but we need to select which block we're in. For now, I will pick the block 4. You can do multiple if you want, but I'll just keep it easy and do one. Block 4. My crop estimate is 3.2 tons, and I will record. It's that easy. The crop estimate is now supported. If we go, you can see here, crop estimate was recorded on block 4, 3.2 tons by my demo account, Jack Smith. We can also record a phenolic event. Let's do a vineyard event. We have a wide selection of events from phenology application tracking to visual observation. From here, we'll just do bud break. I will say this looks about 50% done across 2 blocks. I'm in block 5 and 6 right now. You can add a detail if you want. From here, press record, and it is that easy to submit a phenolic event. And this is really helpful to actually go in the field itself and record these vineyard events, especially with the offline mode that is coming in a second. Okay, that was a quick overview of the vineyards feature. Okay, one more thing I want to mention here is you can actually tap into these blocks themselves and get a full block details view if you'd like. All right, let's go back and now start talking about actually offline mode and how that connects to everything. Favorites and offline has an interesting connection that I want to share with you. So talking about favorites, if you tap anything and make it a favorite, we will pin it to your home screen. I think we've already talked about that. And that's actually helpful just for an ease of use to re-access items that are sort of important to that you go back to pretty often. Well, the cool thing about favorites is every time you open the app, we will actually download the latest full version of this item. And it's helpful for offline mode. So if you're going offline, if you know you're going out to service 3 or 4 or 5 vineyards, if you favorite them before you go out, we'll store a full copy of that vineyard's information that you can fully view when you're offline. So let me show you how easy it is to favorite. I'm gonna go to Vineyards tab, go to Cascades Vineyard. I'm going to click Favorite, and that's it. It's now favorited. You'll see it show up here. You'll now see it show up on my Favorites tab. And I'm gonna actually go offline and show you how this all works. You might have noticed in the top right, we have a cloud. Let's click it. Actually, just clear this out real quick. Start fresh. Okay, so you have a cloud up here. You'll notice it's green, which communicates to you that you are online. You have a strong connection to the internet. Well, let's see what happens when we go offline. I have a way to simulate offline. I can actually disconnect my Chrome browser from the entire internet by clicking this. The app is smart enough to know it's offline and it's telling you recorded actions are saved to your device and synchronized when you go back online. So you'll notice the cloud in the top right is now yellow, but that means no network. But no network is no problem for us. Again, it's important to know we're not in a red state, we're in a yellow. We're just saying, FYI, there's no cloud connection, but that's totally fine. You can record all the data you want. It'll be saved and synced to your phone. Okay, so we can easily access or easily record data on any of our favorited items here. Like let's go into the copper bovine vineyard. You can see all my data is here. If I record an action and I record, let's do an analysis for this vineyard, this block, and I'm going to do the, let's see, pre-harvest panel where I do Brix, pH, and TA. I'm going to do 24.0 for Brix, pH 4, and then 6.8 sounds right. I'm going to record this analysis. And look what happens. It says vineyard analysis queued. Remember that we're not online right now. So this is a queued action. It's not yet submitted to the server. So you can actually leave this app. You can go on your merry way. You can go to other items in the app. And in the top right, you'll see we have one pending vineyard analysis. You can click it. You can see all the things that you have recorded on, and it's just sort of sitting here until we get a network connection. So watch this. I'm going to change the app from offline. We'll go back online and the app will take care of this all itself. From here, it actually happens too fast. You can barely see it. You can see that one went to 0, and we've successfully synchronized that one action to the server. Everything is green. You can open this. You can see this analysis was actually submitted successfully. We can actually go back to that vineyard. Let's go to the recents tab, Copper Vineyard. You can see if we go to this block, that those analyses that we just recorded, 24, 3.4, and 6.8 for these analyses are automatically synced and sent without you having to do anything. That's really, really cool. We're really proud of this. Let me show you one more important pro tip about offline mode and favorite items. So let's go offline one more time. Now, if we go back to the vineyards tab, you'll notice we have 2 of these vineyards favorited, right? We've already clicked these. You can see how we have all the data here, but let's look what happens if we click a vineyard that's not favorited, like East Ridge Vineyard. Check this out. We say no internet detected, so we can't display all of the deep information for you, but we do store some things. We store the vineyard name, the appellation, and importantly, you can fully record all the actions you want. It does not block you in any way. And this is true for the entire app. You can go to any lot or vessel, even if you haven't favorited them, and you can fully record an action from them. Like for example, for this BT1, that's in this new lot here, we store the fill for you, the capacity, and we do show sort of the high level important piece of information, so you can still record these actions, and then when you come online, we will auto submit them for you. But again, for any vessel or any lot, vessel, or vineyard that you favorite, we will make sure to download that complete information set for you here if you're going offline. So that's a really important sort of nuance there on how helpful favorites can be, but they are also optional. The app is still fully functional without utilizing them. Okay, so I've shown you a ton of features from my web browser. I want to show you one more demo that I recorded earlier this morning, and it's recorded directly from my phone. So there's no sleight of hand, there's no smoke and mirrors. This is exactly how it runs on the phone. I want to share that with you. It really ties together the offline mode, vessel scanning, photo notes, and recording actions. And then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so here is my iPhone. I'm going to open the iPhone app here. Oh, one more thing. Because it's recorded from my iPhone, you cannot see my finger taps. So I will guide you where I'm tapping. Oops. Sorry. Okay, I open the app here. So for those that have iPhones, I have pulled open the settings section and I'm going to turn airplane mode on by pressing this button. This literally means there is no connection to the cloud. I have turned off my internet connection. And again, we've seen how this happens. We're going to get the offline indicator, no problem. The cloud is going to turn yellow. Here it is. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to press scan QR code. Remember that button on the home screen? I'm going to tap scan QR code. This pulls open the scanner on my phone. Okay. And so here I actually have a tank that's called BT3. There's a QR code on that tank. I'm covering it up right now just so it won't scan, so we can kind of wrap our heads around what's going on here. So I'm going to scan a tank while offline. I'm going to remove my finger for the QR code and it scans it instantaneously. And boom, we just pulled up this tank while offline with the QR code scanner. Super quick. From here, we're actually going to go to the lot details page, 19-AH, and I'm going to record I actually forget what I record. Let's see. I record a bricks and temp. That's right. This is simulating a harvest workflow. I'm going to record a quick bricks and temp action on this lot and vessel. You can see we already pre-filled the lot for lot composite. We could do an individual tank. And from here, I'll record a bricks and a temperature. I will press record. And then again, we've seen this before. The analysis action is queued. You'll see it in the top right. But here, I'm actually going to continue doing work. I'm not done here. I have more work to do. And I'm going to show you how we can add photo notes. So if you tap the note icon up here, you'll see I press add photo, and you have two options here from your phone. You can actually take a photo in real time, which I do here, just to show that's possible. Okay, or you can actually say, you can select a phone that's already pre-saved, and I do just that. So I'm going to select a photo. And this is our wine thief Tanuki. And I'm going to record a photo note. Again, we're offline. This is kind of crazy. We're offline and we're saying lot note is queued. You can see in the top right now, we have two actions pending there. I'm going to then take my phone, go to the settings section. Yes, this is so cool. I forgot. I actually closed the app. The app is closed. It's gone from memory. We're going to reopen. You could actually restart your phone right now if you wanted to. The app comes open again, and you'll see we're saving the top right. There's two actions still in your queue. If I take it off airplane mode now, you'll see this two magically go down to zero. It almost happens too quick. And then we successfully synchronized two actions. They are sent to the cloud, and we can verify that by going to the recents tab, tapping into the lot. You can see the bricks and the temp are successfully synced to the server. And then down here, you'll see our wine thief photo note is successfully attached. This is really powerful, particularly for vineyards. This app was released as a public beta last year, and we had many folks go out in the vineyard and record hundreds of photo notes across their vineyard because prior to the offline mode, they could never do that. So we're really excited for offline mode in general, particularly for photo notes and what that enables with you both in the vineyard and the cellar. All right, so that's it for the demo. And as I've mentioned before, we are so excited to continue building on this mobile platform. We really are just getting started on what we want to accomplish, and we're very proud of what we built. But there's a lot of things we still want to do here. So I have shared a brief roadmap here for the few items that we are dedicated to building out this year. The first one that's coming, it's called barrel location scanning. This is different than our current tagging feature. This is actually specifically targeted to allow you to set specific locations on barrels and move them throughout the cellar and indicate where they've moved to. And we just released the desktop module, so please go check that out ASAP if you haven't already. We're also actively working on Spanish and Greek support. Those are both coming out this quarter, Q2 2022. And then we are targeting to build out full work order completion on the new mobile web app so that it has the ability to complete the work orders that you've created in the desktop web app. And importantly, we are designing those work orders to be a scanning first feature. What that means is we want full multi-scanning to be deeply embedded when you complete work orders, such as scan the barrels that you topped or confirm that you checked the right vessels off. That's a really important thing, and we're not going to miss that when we release the work order completion feature. Okay, I do want to mention about the old iOS app that's sticking around. We are keeping the old iOS app around a bit longer because it can still complete mobile work orders. The new app cannot, it can only view them. And once we finish building out work order completion in the new app, we will completely remove the old iOS app from the App Store. We are targeting by the end of 2022. In the meantime, we are changing the old iOS apps icon to have this sort of work order icon to really signify its only purpose now is to complete digital work orders if you are using a mobile device to do that. So with all that being said, we do really think this, this new mobile app will be a pillar for innovation, and we're just getting started on where we think we can take this. So I appreciate all you guys' time for sticking around and listening to me with all my demos and thoughts on the app. And from here, I'll pause for a second, take a glass of water, and check out any questions you folks have. Awesome. Okay, great questions here. I love this. All right, I'm going to start with some praise because I love that. Love the offline feature as we are in the country with spotty internet in the cellar. Absolutely, Andreas. I totally agree. There's one more thing I want to mention about. There's one more thing I want to mention about the offline is it works amazing when you have no service. That makes sense. But what's even cooler, if an app doesn't have offline support, the moment you get spotty internet connection, most apps completely fail catastrophically. It is infuriating to be halfway through entering data for something and your connection drops out and you just lose that data, right? The cool thing by designing an offline first app is it smooths out all those rough places. So even if you don't go full offline, the app will never crash or never lose that data. It will handle all of that gracefully. So even if you're not fully, in the country with no offline, even when it's spotty, it's a really big quality of life improvement that we're really proud of just for the whole user experience. Thanks, Andreas, for that praise. Another question is there a maximum number of favorites allowed? Oh man, that's a great question. I think the answer is actually no, there is not. You can really kind of go wild with how many favorites you want to download. I don't think my engineer's on the call right now that could definitively answer that, and he might think twice about that. But as of right now, you can go pretty crazy with all the favorites. You have, I think there's 500 megabytes that we can store in the database. We will send the tech docs to that show how much of the database the data base can store, but 500 megabytes is a lot of data that really will never be filled by the favorites. It's more on photo notes if you take a bunch of photo notes offline. Okay, next question. Will the new app have a similar notification to users that get work orders assigned to them? That's a great point. The new app does not have what's called push notifications to the mobile phone today. We expect the short answer is we will get that pretty soon. This is some new tech that both Apple and Google are sort of embracing at their own pace. So the answer is no, we do not have push notifications today on the new mobile app, but it's absolutely coming for that platform. And I'm optimistic by the end of this year, we will have that in place. If the app is open, you will definitely get those notifications. And we have a pretty clever way right now where we think we can notify you in other ways. So thanks, Julie. Good question. Anonymous attendee asked, do we need to have the app open for the items to sync? The answer is yes, you do as of today. There is some even cooler tech out there that we are looking at that will enable background syncing. Right now, only Android supports that. iOS doesn't because, again, Apple's a little curmudgeon on these things. So we're hesitant to embrace that functionality for Android and not have for iOS. It makes things a bit more confusing for folks. So I'm keeping an eye on this. If Apple changes their mind on this, I speculate by next year, Apple will allow the background sync. So again, short answer is yes, you have to open the app to do it. It's pretty painless once you do it. And we will store that data points for you for basically forever for the app. So, and next question is, does this sync to the desktop view in real time? So If you have internet connection, absolutely. Once you see the green cloud, that means all of the data is synced to the server unequivocally, very quickly. If you have the yellow cloud, which means you're offline, that data only lives on your phone because there is no connection to the internet. So that syncs nowhere else. In fact, if you were to throw your phone away, you would lose that data. But again, once you go online and get the green cloud, it syncs instantaneously, and you can see it from your desktop desktop app within, 1 second. It's basically instantaneous. So, all right. All right. Well, I think that's it, folks. Thank you so much for chatting with us today and listening to the app. Like I said, I'm really passionate about this, and when we get a chance to visit with you on site, I'd love to chat more with you about your mobile perspective and how impactful this is proven for you. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon.